Leigh, do you want to say wardrobe malfunction when I say, which is titled?
Sure.
Because you're the new host.
Sure.
Would that be offensive to you to say that? No? Okay.
Why would it be offensive considering I go through this with cosplay people all the time?
Yes.
I don't know. Is it offensive for me to have you say it or not say it? I don't know what to do. All right.
Well, it can't be any more offensive
You
than
who came up with Siege over Troubled Tatas is asking if this is offensive.
And,
That was Drew.
Actually, I feel like that was probably
Drew came up with that.
Every episode I'm on, it's about boobs, okay? So.
Yes.
I noticed
And
that.
this one is not.
Well, it kind
Although
of is.
someone might interpret it
little
that
bit.
way.
There are boobs, though.
There are boobs, you're right. All right.
There are always boobs.
That's because there's always boobs. It's not just because Leigh's here.
They're always in every show that Leigh's on.
Well, that's why she's a permanent host now, because we need more boobs.
We need more boobs in our lives.
Boobs don't cease to exist just because Leigh isn't here.
Yes, but see, I attract the fine boobs, okay? I'm a good
Oh,
appreciator
please
of
don't
boobs.
let all this end up at the end of the show as an outtake.
They're real and they're spectacular.
Oh, God.
I just see Optimus Prime saying it's a booby
Are they
trap that
are they
catches
ultra
boobies.
gear?
Oh, my God.
We did that last time. We don't need to do that again. Welcome to Figure Nights Theater Podcast, episode 25, which is titled
Wardrobe malfunction.
Woo! Alright, and this is our big Toy Fair show, so it's a long one, and we're gonna cover a lot of material, so stay with us. Alright, anyway, before I introduce our host, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. You can just search for us at FKT Podcast. We're also on Instagram at FKT Pod, P-O-D. And our email is fktpod@gmail.com. If you have questions, comments, suggestions, etc., write us there or on Twitter. That's our preferred thing there. Alright, anyway, I am your host, Andrew Schatz, and with me, as always, are my co-hosts, Drew Merkel. What's up, Drew?
Hello.
Josh Carius.
How?
R.D. Blade.
What's up, people?
And introducing our new host, Leigh.
Hi. I'm not a guest anymore.
That's right. She is our new host. We like what she adds to the show, so now she's a permanent host. All right. So
She's the individual on the couch.
that's right. All
I'm
right.
no longer in the corner anymore. I can go to the big person couch.
That's right.
We don't just bring you in to talk about. I'm not going there.
I'm
That's
glad
right.
you kind of started it because I was going to be like, yay, I'm no longer a guest. We love what she brings. Yes, it's boobs.
All right, so we're gonna quickly do what did people get recently because that's fun. All right, Josh, tell us what you got.
I got two things.
Yep.
Dream Factory's oversized knockoff Studio Series Megatron from Revenge of the Fallen,
Cool.
who is quite large, very shiny, and very nice. I love him very much. He's now the centerpiece of my Decepticon shelf for the movies, and he's wonderful.
Awesome.
And I also got War for Cybertron Siege Flywheels, because I'm not calling him Skytread.
Cool.
I've been searching Walmarts and Targets for since November for these guys.
Wow.
And I finally found a fully stocked Walmart one day after work, completely by surprise, when they usually have literally no Transformers on the shelves whatsoever. And so I picked him up, and he is a lot of fun. I've transformed him back and forth a couple of times a day since I got him a few weeks ago. He's a nice little Deskbot.
All right. Cool. Glad you found him finally. All right. Let's see. Drew, did you get anything?
Just a little thing. I got Windblade back, the 30th Windblade, and I got Tumbler who is garbage.
Tumblr?
And I got
What's Tumblr?
Asclepius.
Cliff jumper.
Cliff jumper.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, the Ace Toys Cliff jumper. He was $15.99, and I paid about 2 times too much.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
And
Sorry,
he
dude.
just won't stand. His head won't stay up.
So it sounds like Cliff Jumper from Transformers Prime.
Yeah, kind of. If you set him down, his legs start to spread apart.
Wow. That sucks.
Asclepius is kind of cool, but now I'm looking around going, oh, where does he fit?
Yeah.
We'll see how that pans out.
That whole
so that's
strand of
what I got.
conversation right there that you just said should be a sentence that should never be repeated.
Asclepius?
No, first the legs, then I don't know where you go. Yeah, that's a sentence.
Oh, yeah.
What Leigh adds to the show, everybody.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right. Leigh, have you gotten anything recently?
I actually got a couple of things. I'm not gonna spend too much because I've got something that I want to save up for, which we're going to be talking about later on in the show.
All right, that's cool.
But the little tiny bots that everyone's been kind of scrambling about, I actually broke down and I got 4 of them because they were marked down at my Walmart.
Did you get any of the toilet ones? Did you get any toilet troops?
No, I didn't get any toilet troops. I got Slurpee Slurps and then a little cupcake, and then I got the coffee espresso one, and then I've got the camera one.
Mm-hmm.
So among the better of them, I guess. I kind of wish I could get the little donut, but that one I guess comes in a set. It doesn't come in the blind boxes. And I know they're going to be releasing Series 2 here shortly, or I've already released it. And then I got the reissue of Optimus Prime, which I'm still kind of disappointed in as I look at him. But nice figure. I'm not having any problems there, but I'm just, when I say I'm disappointed that the price that you pay for him, he doesn't come with his trailer. I just don't understand.
Yeah, my Walmart has a bunch of them that I saw today, and I was like, there's no trailer. That kind of sucks to pay $50. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, he's a nice figure. I recommend anybody to go and get him if they want to have the reissue thing. But I'm not sure what they're gonna do with the trailer bit. I don't know if they're gonna release it later as a roller thing or something. I'm not sure. But yeah,
this is MP10 we're talking about, right?
No, it's the G1 reissue at Walmart of Optimus Prime.
Oh.
Yeah. Great figure. He reminds me exactly of the original ones. The stickers are a little bit different, of course. But yeah, no trailer. You look at it and it's just I don't have the original box of the Optimus Prime because I don't have the original figure, but it looks like the box is even smaller, maybe. So it really looks like there's something...
It's pretty tiny, yeah.
Yeah, it's it really feels like there's something missing. It's not just, it's Optimus, but it fits and all that. It's you look at it and it's there's something just missing. Even if people who aren't used to seeing a trailer with him, newly into it, and especially G1, they would know that something's just not right.
Yeah.
Just put him in robot mode. No one will notice.
Yep.
I know, right?
Or pick up a used trailer or something. All right. Did you get anything else, or is that it?
Nope. That's pretty much it for me. And then I just got the other reissues, of course, Hot Rod and Starscream. But I think I mentioned those last time.
Yeah.
So those are anything new. So.
All right.
Leigh, where do you go that you find these things?
Walmart, which is why you're I couldn't find these Siege figures, and I'm over here twiddling my fingers they've been at my Walmart for months.
I still have never seen physical evidence of a G1 reissue at any Walmart.
Really?
Wow.
I will send you pictures of mine.
All right. RD Blade, have you picked up any bots like TP, who's the toilet paper, or Totes My Goats, who is a tote bag?
No, that is...
Dear gosh, is that
way
a real
too
thing?
Yes, that is a real
liking.
thing, and I want the toilet paper, the donut. That's it. But anyway, RD, what have you got?
Is Totes My Goats a tote bag with a goat inside?
I don't
If
think
it
it
was,
has.
I'd have to have it.
Yeah, I don't know if it has anything in there, but I just If you go to like the TF wiki and look up the names of the bots, they're fantastic. They're so silly and stupid.
Oh my god, they're
All right.
ridiculous, but that's what makes them so adorable.
Yeah.
Clever.
All right. Oh yeah, that reminds me. The Derivative Films wants me to do the voice of TP in a stop motion animation he's doing. I still have to record that. Anyway, he just wants me to do Tailgate's voice. All right, RD, what have you gotten lately?
I have a long list of stuff, so I'm just gonna barrel through them.
Yeah.
And I will announce whether I opened it or not because Richie was asking.
Okay. Here you go, Richie.
My pile of loot came in, so I got Masterpiece Ramjet opened. Charlie's Garage Bumblebee opened.
Nice.
Optimus and Megatron for the Siege from the Siege line opened them both. Eric Killmonger from Marvel Legends.
Oh,
He's in the Vegeta outfit.
Yeah.
Not opened.
You need to
They
open
had
that.
Marvel Legends Archangel. Also not opened.
Mm-hmm.
I got the SH Figure Arts Body Kai figures. The male and the female.
Mm-hmm.
And I opened them both. They're pretty awesome. Super posable. Unbelievable. So third party, I got that tumbler, the same thing as Drew, except mine is not a floppy mess.
Huh.
It's a little loosey-goosey, but not quite that bad. And
Keep going, RD.
I got a couple of upgrade kits. I got the Volcanicus upgrade kit. That's the Dinobot Combiner, and it is surprisingly dope.
Nice.
Opened. I also got the Abominus upgrade kit. Unsurprisingly dope. And what else? One last thing. The Iron Deck customizable backdrop in Autobot Orange.
All right.
Ooh.
Very cool. I want to see some pics of that deck. That sounds cool. I said deck,
Wanna see
everyone.
some deck pics?
Deck pics.
Send me some deck pics.
Now, if you check the FKT bunker,
Yeah.
I uploaded a couple of pics. One of them is Volcanicus in front of that backdrop.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
I'll take a look later.
Okay, I can unmute
right.
my mic now.
Then,
What happened, Lee?
I've been laughing so hard that I've been crying, so I muted my mic.
all right. I think I covered everyone except myself, and I did actually get two little things. Did a trade with my buddy Michael, and I got the MMC reformatted Komotus, who is their Turmoil. Awesome figure. I did break a little part of it, but MMC is sending me that part, so no problem there. But it's awesome, and I'm very happy to have it. Then I got the toy hacks for Siege Optimus Prime and Megatron, and I've only applied some of Optimus's so far, but it's a big improvement to me, makes him look even better. He doesn't need them, but if you really like the figure and want to make him a little flashier, they're definitely worth getting. And he has longer smokestacks for his shoulders, which is cool.
Wait, who is Optimus flashing?
You. He's flashing you, Josh. He's opening his chest, and there's
One
the
side at a
Matrix
time.
and whoever else you want to put in there, because there's stickers for people too. All right, let's get into some topics here.
Oh gosh, what have I done?
Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow.
All right.
Radimus Prime.
Let's get into some topics. So first up, there was this thing called Wonderfest, and there were a couple masterpiece items there. First up, we have MP45 Bumblebee version 2. So this is a Bumblebee again from G1, except this time he has a Chibi alt mode, very Toon accurate bot mode. He has 3 different faces, an I Heart New York sticker, which I think goes on the front bumper. Comes with a little Spike figure, and it's it's a Spike in his like construction outfit, a gun, and a blast effect. So let's take a look at it, and he looks pretty cute. But a lot of people, some of us included, have some issues with him. Yeah, so you know who I'm going to let go first, everybody? That's right. Drew, tell us what you think.
My initial
Deep
reaction, my initial reaction to this thing was, if that was my design, I would have crumpled it up and started over.
No.
And I know that sounds awful, but the face just looks not right to me. And all that stuff hanging off the back, it's like it only really looks good from head on. Now, I've warmed up a little bit to it since then. A little.
Yeah.
The Chibi alt mode is cool. And I can see how it's got some things that are better than the original one directly from the front.
Right.
And if it makes you happy, cool. That's definitely not for me. I won't need to upgrade my original MP with the Dr. Wu face upgrade. Because the face upgrade's the only thing that made me like that one too. I just think that maybe my eyes don't see cartoon accurate the same way most people's do. And there are a lot of people that agreed that it wasn't all that great, but then, I see a lot of people who think it's the best thing they've ever seen. And so if you're one of those people, I am happy for you, and I hope you enjoy it.
Well, that was nice.
Yeah.
And
all
a
right.
deep breath.
I tried, because, my like I said, my first reaction was I would have crumpled that up and started over.
Yeah, I'll make some comments here, and then I'll take some other people's comments. When I first saw it, I liked what I saw for the most part. The Chibi alt mode, like you said, that's so cute, looks great. And the robot mode, from the front, it looks great. That's very cartoon looking to me. The face in these initial pictures is really weird looking, I'll admit. But in subsequent shots, like from Wonderfest and then at Toy Fair, it's looked a lot better to me. It does have a messy backpack. We're not sure if it can fold up any better than what's in the pictures here, because it sticks out a little bit, or a lot rather. And the back of the feet are what windows are those? The ones in the doors, probably.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and they're just hanging back there, and it's like you kind of hope they can fold up somehow, but it doesn't look like they can. For me, I'm still.
I will say.
Yeah, go ahead.
You need the heels. You need all that junk behind his foot as the heel, because he will topple over with all that back.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
He's trying so hard to make that clean.
But I do like the more cartoon looking body shape from the front. That looks cool. I like the added articulation. He has butterfly joints, so he can hold his gun with both arms extended out in front of him. I like all that. One thing I don't like is the car mode from the back. It reminds me of Inferno, how it was just one color just put together in the back, because he's totally that goldenrod yellow in the back, and I'm just like, you couldn't put like red tail lights or just something back there to make it look nicer.
Look,
And,
don't harp on my Inferno kid, okay? He gets a bad rap enough. Leave Inferno out of this.
Inferno is a great masterpiece, and I really like it, but the alt mode has no detail in the back. None. It's like a bunch of Legos stacked up.
Well,
Which is why mine stays in robot mode. But the trick.
Some people are just not ass people, okay?
That is true.
They just don't care about what's in the trunk.
I will say, my buddy Eric had a decent point. He likes the figure too, but he said, it would have been cool if they somehow figured out how to do that engineering like Inferno had with hiding the ladder in his back. If they could have done something like that with this bee to a smaller scale, that would have been really awesome. And I agree with that. That's a good point. But if you like this figure, it's up for pre-order on Amazon Japan. I think at the moment it's like $100 or less shipped to the U.S. if you're on the East Coast at least. And if the price drops, you pay whatever it drops down to, like the lowest point between now and when it's released in September. That's what you'll pay, and usually they drop. $10-$20 they'll drop. So he might go down. I'm keeping my pre-order for the time being. Anyone else have comments about B? No? Okay.
Or
Go ahead.
sound effects.
Yes.
I will echo what everyone's saying. The car mode's great. Like that looks like he rolled right off of the TV screen, right out of the little tiny penny racer toy.
Mm-hmm.
Really looks like what I always picture his car mode as, rather than what an actual VW Beetle looks like. Apparently, this car mode is still licensed, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Which is
it is licensed.
odd. But I think the big problem, apart from all the back nonsense, like the heels don't really bother me. What really bothers me though is there's something weird with the faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the problem isn't that the sculpt is off. I think it's that the actual face piece itself is sitting too far forward from the helmet.
And also, if you look proportionally wise, the head, the forehead to chin ratio is off to where it's centered more like in the white space. It's more towards the top as opposed to like the center mass. And so that also kind of throws off proportions for anyone that draws, because anyone who wants to draw a character that's like younger, generally you have that main line and you draw the eyes like on that or below it, and the face is proportioned underneath it. So when you have a chibi-fied figure, but then you're doing like an adult proportioned face, it throws the alignment off.
One thing I saw that kind of helped it look a little better at Toy Fair, they had one on display, and they had the head like raised up on its neck a little more, and for some reason that made it look a little better. And it also looked like it, I don't know if the lighting or something was nicer, because the face worked for me, just the neutral normal face. It kind of worked for me better because it has a neck there. But
yeah, it doesn't look so much like a turtle.
Right, and that helps a lot. But all right, let's go on to the next thing here. So next up, we also on display at Wonderfest, MP46 Beast Wars Black Arachnia. So she has a masterpiece, and let's take a look at her. So she has like a little base she can be on with a stand, kind of like Dinobot did. And it looks like it could interlock with Dinobots. Like there's little, they got like the little square pegs on the side. So I bet it could lock in there. And looks very accurate to the show. Spider mode wasn't shown yet, though. But let's take a look at her. Josh, we'll let you make some brief comments here.
But black magics and sorcery are clearly involved in the creation of this design. Because, wow, that very much looks like Black Arachnia's show model, and we've even got some pictures where we can kind of see a view down her back, and there's like almost nothing there. She is extremely trimmed down, no noticeable kibble that shouldn't be there. I'm really interested in how they managed to make this thing transform into a spider. But on the other hand, now that I think about it, there's actually not all that much kibble to deal with for the spider mode.
Doesn't she basically just lie down for the most part? Like
Yeah,
on
because like her hands become the mandibles, so that takes care of like the whole front section anyway.
Yeah, I'm wondering
all the
if
kibble
she
is hanging off her biceps.
Yeah, I'm wondering if she just
all those legs.
if she just has like a simpler transformation, just because that's how she works, and that might be why she doesn't have much kibble, on the back.
Or they gave it all to Bumblebee.
Yeah. Well, he is a bug. Har har.
Her.
That was a terrible dad joke, and I apologize.
I was going to say, Andrew has now manifested into dad.
Yeah.
I mean, she's probably going to cost about $470.
God. That's the thing. I'm like, how big is she compared to the others, and how much will she cost? I don't know.
It's hard to get a good sense of skill with her up on that stand and in front of everybody
Right.
else and all those legs everywhere.
It's kind of clear to me here, though, that whoever was on MP around the time, like G1 MP around the time of Inferno, is now on Beast Wars MP. That's kind of what it feels like to me, because Bumblebee looks kind of, and this thing looks amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you
And it
can't
makes
have
me-
Black
makes-
Arachnia and not make her look amazing. All right, I'm not being biased.
But it makes me wish.
Have you seen the
I cared more.
original Beast Wars
quiet.
toy, Leigh?
Be quiet.
I wish it makes me wish I cared more, because that thing looks awesome.
I agree.
Does she come with that
I'm
web?
getting
Yes, I believe she
yeah.
does.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
I mean, that'd be weird to show it if she didn't. How tall is she compared to like the other characters on Beast Wars? I wonder. I'm trying to find a picture real quick.
I think she comes up to like
she's
chest
on
on
the-
Dinobot, if I remember right.
Yeah, she's on the smaller
Yeah,
end.
She's tiny.
That's a big ass spider, though.
She's
I'm
about the
trying to
same
see.
size as Cheetor, isn't she?
Yeah, right around
Yeah.
there, I think.
Yeah,
Slightly
I just
shorter,
found a
like
pic.
bit shorter.
She's like a head.
She's notably shorter than
Yeah.
Silverbolt.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The head shorter seems accurate. I just found a picture. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That seems right. Cool.
I win. Thank you very much.
Yep. All right. So she might end up being a bit cheaper, like Cheetor price. What was he, like $80 or so when he came out? So maybe they'll charge 100 these days. I don't know. But yeah. But it does seem like the Masterpiece team has their, like Drew said, put their best people on Beast Wars, because every single release of the MP Beast Wars line looks incredibly accurate. Just really awesome engineering on those. So
And I
It's just killing me more and more every time I see another picture of one of the ones that hasn't been released yet, or even the ones that have been released, I'm like, I want these. I don't want to dive my wallet into that
Okay,
rabbit
the only
hole,
thing
but
that
I
I'm gonna
want
cry
these.
about is if they like go forward and they release a Silverbolt, because my wallet's gonna cry at me. My wallet's already crying because I really want this, just because I'm a big fan of Black Arachnia, but I really love Silverbolt, and Silverbolt just doesn't have a very good like toy thing,
no.
and it's like,
not yet.
and oh yeah, can you imagine the price of what Silverbolt will be?
Yeah, hi.
Like, that kind of reminds me of Wing Zero Custom. Like, the big 100 scale one with all the individual feathers.
But he doesn't need all that much crazy engineering for the transformation, at least. Like, his transformation's ridiculously
Yeah,
simple.
but Silverbolt is also one of those,
Stand
like,
up.
larger, like,
Sit, Ubu, sit.
pieces. Rover.
All right. Any
Well, like,
other?
Silverbolt is also one of those complicated ones, because if you look at his base model, like, the transformation almost kind of doesn't work, because, like, weird, hindquarters go on the sides, and legs fold backwards, and then there's wings, and his face would probably have to be somewhere in the chest, because his head sculpt would have to be so large, and it's just like, oh god, this is gonna hurt.
Okay. Any other comments on Black Arachnia before we go on?
She does not have nipples.
Leigh, are they...
She does not. You're right. People say she does. She doesn't.
No,
She just has boobs.
as someone who has
and
made,
they're gonna look fine when they're painted.
Yeah, as someone who has made a couple of these chest pieces, like, I have made them to where it is both circular and
Yep.
more accurate, and it's like, you can't get that natural shape on there, like, without having like that triangular point at the end. So it's not a nipple, it's a peak at the at the point of the chest. I mean, you have to do it, otherwise she'll literally look like she has a sideways melon on her chest. I mean, she's already got
trying.
melons.
All right.
And this has been Boob Hour with Leigh.
Are they Ultra
Oh my-
Gear, though?
We made that joke last time.
Ah,
All right. Let's go on because we got a lot to cover.
I'm telling Dad on you. That's it.
All right. So next up, quick update on MP47 Hound. Yes, he got pushed back. Now he's 47. I don't know what he was before though. But he was back to a gray prototype. And the rumor is, because I've seen like this dude who posted on one of the groups on Facebook said, he heard from someone at Takara or through the grapevine that the changes changes were made to the shoulders to fix tolerance issues. That's why we never saw him in alt mode, and that's why he's back to a gray prototype. So at some point, he will be, back in color, and we'll see him. But for now, he's a long ways off, and there's not even a pre-order for him yet. But that's cool to see something with him.
Yeah, I think we touched on this last time I was here, where it was I'm still happy with my fans' toy sound.
Yeah, me too. All right, next up, this came as a surprise 2 days ago, just out of nowhere. All right, you've heard of Zetatoys. They're the ones who are doing all the combiners that have the crotch and legs are separate pieces just to give them the right proportions and all that. Well, they showed off. They're doing Zeta-V series, and their first release is ZV-01 Pioneer. And if you look at it, it is a masterpiece-styled Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie. Except unlike the MPM-7 Bumblebee, this is super accurate. The doors are on the back with the tires. And this thing looks incredible. Just really accurate. Has the arm cannon, the little blade that goes on his arm, has the battle mask, and he does come with the hammer that he used in was that the last night, but he never I don't think he used that in the Bumblebee movie, but
he did not.
Yeah, so weird that he comes with it, but hell, I'll take it. He is about 7 inches tall, so he's a little bit tall for a masterpiece movie Bumblebee, but that's probably forgivable since this looks so good. What do y'all think of it?
The angle of the face reminds me of one of the animation things from Ants. Just with the, at the cheekbone thing area. I'm it kind of reminds me.
With the mask on, you mean?
No, with the mask off when it's just his face.
Okay.
The angular shot, the angle of it just reminds me of one of the animation styles from Ants with the really weird angular cheekbones.
All right. They had pentagon heads.
Yeah. I'm he looks cute, but I keep staring at the face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they haven't shown alt mode yet, but I owned MPM-7 briefly, and that's one of the figures I traded to my buddy Michael to get Commodus, and I transformed it once, and I did it, but it was really difficult. He's very complex, got to massage all those panels just right, and he wasn't easy to do. This, just looking at this, it just looks like it would be a little easier to do.
You guys are children.
You said massage all those panels, and I thought, and then Josh said it. So I'm looking at this, and it looks like that little hood piece on his front chest.
Yeah.
There's no way that can work.
All right.
So I think that's a fake part. But if they find a way to make that actually work, then I'll be pretty.
It's a fake part on the MPM, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't have any of those movie toys.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, his chest is fake on that. But
well, that wouldn't surprise me if you looked at their the videos that they have of the Combaticons, where they're doing that transformation thing, where some of the pieces are this panel comes off and this one goes somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. And looking at this, it looks like between. It looks like there's stuff hiding, in between the chest and the back. There's
I see that.
There's some stuff there.
Yeah.
The feet definitely have something going on in there. But
he's got the spine on his back. He's got the pumped up kicks. He's looking cool.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
this, given price on this, I could be interested in this.
Yeah, and
I'm definitely interested.
Zetas have been, for their combiners at least, have been pretty affordable. Usually combiner limbs have been $100, and I think they only charge $60 to $75 or something for theirs. So
dang,
we'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to see what they charge for this though, because this is a new line and it's different. But I'm hoping
but under $100 for that. I'm interested.
Yeah, if they because the MPM one I got from Amazon Japan, I paid I don't know, 65 to 70 tops for it. If they can get this around that price or so, I'd be in on that. I mean, this just kills that, in my opinion. Any other comments on this B?
I do hope he's not quite 7 inches tall.
Yeah.
I would not want him to be taller than MPM3, and he, at 7 inches, he's about a head taller than that.
And I don't care, because I don't have anything else. If I get this, it's a standalone piece, so he could be 10 inches tall.
To me, if you put him in an
If he looks
action
this
pose, that can hide, the extra height.
Sure.
Yeah, and they did say he's about 18 centimeters, so
Right.
could be a little shorter, and who knows what part they're measuring to. I would imagine the top of the head, but we'll see. Oh yeah, by the way, he's made up of alloy and plastic, so
Hey.
he'll have some die cast. So there you go.
No, he's not made out of transformium.
Not yet. Not yet.
No,
If-
it's a reboot now.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, we're
and
going back to basics. Good.
now,
Bay.
It's called a robot.
all right. So now we're going to get into the Toy Fair coverage. So first up, there were a ton of Marvel Legend reveals, and I'm pretty much going to load this link up and just start reading off some of them to you. All right. So Marvel is celebrating their 80-year anniversary, so they're going to have some releases here and that are kind of labeled this like 80, Marvel 80th anniversary line. So you're going to have a pack that has, this is an MCU, Iron Man Mark 50 and Iron Spider. Now the Iron Spider has all the spider legs sticking off of his back, and the Mark 50 is kind of painted in that candy apple red with gold. Hopefully, the display one was, and the Spider-Man was very metallic looking. So I hope the actual releases are painted that nicely, because sometimes they make the display one at the show look good, and then what's in the package isn't that nice. So we'll have to see. But the Mark 50, if you remember the part where Iron Man, like the stuff that was on his back came off and formed these 4 like things that shot lasers. That's what this one is. It has like these clear parts that connect all those lasery bits together, and the shooters, and it looks cool. All right, you have Captain America with Peggy Carter. This is also an MCU release. The Captain America looks. This is like, this is him like in the World War II era, so his shield is like shaped like an actual shield and not a circle. Looks like he's wearing like a leather outfit. And Peggy Carter, that's really awesome to get her. Because
Is that a 2-pack?
I believe that will be a 2-pack.
That sucks, because I only want Cap.
I assure you could. Well, I will buy Peggy from you in a heartbeat if you get that pack. We can split that.
All right, we can talk.
Yes, we'll talk. I will take Peggy Carter in a heartbeat, man. All right. Then you're going to have also MCU, Grandmaster and Korg. So Grandmaster is Toas Drew.
Jeff Goldblum.
That's right. It's Jeff Goldblum from Thor 3 Ragnarok with Korg. Korg's voice was done by the director whose name escapes me right now, but
Taika Waititi.
thank you very much, Josh. So it's really cool to get him. I don't know if Korg has a little meek with him or not, but that would be cool. I know Grandmaster has his big staff with him. Looks very accurate. All of these
the
look
melting
super
stick.
accurate.
Goldblum.
What's that?
It's the melting stick, I
Goldblum.
think.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum. But next up, they have a 2-pack. It's going to be Colossus and Juggernaut. Now, Colossus has his classic outfit from the 80s and 90s, so that looks really awesome. Juggernaut is the same as the Build-A-Figure, except he doesn't have his belt, and he has 2 heads. One of them's like the normal helmeted one that the original Bath had, and then there's one where his helmet's kind of ripped open and you can see his head in there, and that's really cool looking. I wouldn't mind getting that, but I would probably sell the Juggernaut figure and keep my Bath. and I would probably sell the my old Colossus and use this one because that's how I like my Colossus. And then from Ant-Man, you're going to have, Ant-Man and Wasp. You have a 2-pack with Louise and Ghost. So,
Hey!
yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm wondering if Ghost has another head, because that would be cool to have an unmasked one with the face printing, but they didn't show that yet. Then you're going to have a first appearance Wolverine with Hulk. You know, when they first met in, I think it was Incredible Hulk 181, if I'm not mistaken. And so, you know, Wolverine's got kind of like the shorter little pointy ears on his outfit with the tiger stripes, and then Hulk has his white shirt all ripped open with his purple pants, so that's cool. Another 2-pack from MCU, you're going to have Scourge, and he does have Des and Troy. Those are the names of his guns. And you have Hela. Now this is similar to the Hela that came out before, except here she's grabbing Mjolnir, you know, Thor's hammer, like she's going to break it apart. So that's kind of a cool 2-pack. Then you're going to have, these are single releases, Classic Thor, Classic Iron Man, and Classic Captain America, which are all comic looking. All right. Any comments on these?
Not really.
Hella's hot.
That was hot.
I like that Louise gets a toy. That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. All the MCU ones, if they aren't wearing a mask, have the face scanning on them and look just super accurate and great. Yeah. I like all these. But okay. So there's those. Next up, here's the big list of stuff. So let me load this up real quick. There it is. All right, so we're going to have from the Avengers assortment, you're going to have a Shuri. So she's from Black Panther. Then you're also going to have a Rock Python. That's one of the Serpent Society dudes that they've been putting out, so you can add to that. There's going to be an X-Force Legends assortment. So you're going to have a Captain America on, like a World War II looking Captain America on a motorcycle. So that's coming. I guess that's one of those ride vehicle packs kind of that they've been doing lately. There's going to be a Mr. Sinister. I am super excited for him. He's one of my favorite villains. I haven't seen confirmation if he's the Build-A-Figure or not. Looking at him, I could see it going either way. They're going to have a Cannonball. He, instead of having legs in the picture, his, from anything below his waist is kind of like a flame effect. Really cool one. So you can stand him up on that. No confirmation if he has legs to swap out with that yet. Nightcrawler, who looks freaking badass, and I can't wait to get him. Add to the X-Men collection. And then Boomer, she's from X-Force. Then you're going to have a Spider-Man Legends assortment. You're going to have a Far From Home Spider-Man. It's kind of his normal Spider-Man suit, but kind of either a really dark blue or black instead of the blue. A Stealth Suit Spider-Man, which is all black. A Julia Carpenter Spider-Woman, looks really cool. It's kind of the black and white style suit. A Scorpion with a really long tail that's very articulated. Looks really awesome. I would imagine he's the Build-A-Figure with a tail that long, but you never know. A Doppelganger Spider-Man. Briefly, when I started collecting comics, the sequel to Infinity Gauntlet was out, which was called Infinity War. And that's where the evil side of Adam Warlock was making doppelgangers, copies of all the heroes and having them fight them. And he made a doppelganger Spider-Man who has 6 arms and big claws, and it was really cool seeing that. Yeah, it's pretty scary looking. And then you're going to have Hydro Man, and I have heard the water effects on him are removable. At least some of them are. So that's cool. I'd imagine he's the Build-A-Figure because he looks enormous, but no confirmation there.
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah.
Because that's probably the one I want, because the ride at Universal.
Oh, okay, yeah. I haven't heard either way, but we'll.
He's
we'll
the one
find
that
out.
gets you all wet.
No, that's
God.
cool. All right, next up, there's gonna
Change the rating of this podcast.
next up there's gonna be an X-Men retro assortment. So you're gonna get Silver Samurai, and these come in like the old Toy Biz style looking packages, which is kind of cool. So you have Silver Samurai. It's a big villain for the X-Men and Wolverine especially. An X-Factor looking Cyclops. What's cool about that one, it's definitely his older X-Factor outfit, blue with a white X over his chest, and big white boots and gloves and all that, kitchen gloves. And what's really cool is, instead of, his visor has like some red like lasers like building up on the edges of it that are actually coming off the mask, and I thought that looked really badass. Then he has an alternate head where he's kind of gritting his teeth. So I thought that looked cool. You're getting a very 80s, 90s looking Dazzler, which I like much better than the disco one they put out before. To me, that's the Dazzler I know right there. Looks like she did in the video game. If you guys played the X-Men video game back in the day, she looked just like this. Really awesome. Then you're going to get a black suit Wolverine. I don't know when he wore that suit, but if you know and you like that, there you go. Then
X-Force.
What? I thought he had more of a gray and black suit then. This looks kind of older, like he's more feral or something. So I don't know what that's
I
from.
don't see it. Oh.
It's there.
Yeah, I didn't scroll down far enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in there. It's and I'm guessing they used that for the inspiration for the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine, because his suit kind of looks similar to that. But yeah, I don't know what that. I've heard that's like he looked like that when he went to Japan at some point, something like that. But
with,
I'm not familiar with that one. What's that?
Is with I think it was. All right. I remember it, and I think Cochran was the one that introduced that, if I remember right. I think somewhere in Uncanny, because I do remember seeing it, and it actually had a title to it. Like, they actually named it. Like, for some reason I want to call it like and I'm probably gonna be like I'm gonna be burned for this so bad if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
but I want to say it's like Fang or something like that was the actual like name of the uniform, but I want to say that Cochran was the one that introduced that in like Uncanny at some point.
All right.
And it was after the yellow and blue. So it was like in between that like change there, but it's like I just can't think.
I could have sworn he wore an outfit like that, like in a flashback. It was like way back in the 40s or something.
That's very possible. All right, let me read some of these other things. All right, we already read the 80th anniversary thing. Here's something we didn't get to talk about. All right, so yeah, Marvel Legends. There's going to be a 6-inch Infamous Iron Man figure. I don't know what that is, but okay, that's cool. Oh, that's the one that looks like it looks like he was mixed with Doctor Doom or something. So that's kind of cool. There's going to be a 2-pack, and this one annoys me just a little bit. It's going to be Loki from Infinity War with Ebony Maw. Actually, that's wrong. It's not Ebony Maw. It's what's his name?
Corvus Glaive.
Thank you. Yes, it's Corvus Glaive. Ebony Maw is a single release, I've heard, coming out in the next Avengers wave. So that is a typo on this website. Yeah, but Corvus Glaive and Loki, and they both look really badass. Corvus Glaive looks incredible. Loki now, he's kind of the same mold that he was in the Ragnarok wave. It's the same face scan, I can tell, but his outfit is a little different. It's more like black with some green highlights, and he doesn't have his helmet, but he does come with the Tesseract, the Cosmic Cube, which is cool. So yeah, it annoys me because I want all of the Black Order, and I have to get another Loki that doesn't look that much different than the last one to finish him off, but maybe I can sell my other Loki. All right.
Hey, on the bright side, you can get Loki to stick the cube in Megatron's chest.
That's true. All right. There's
So which is the official name for the girl, the one in pink? Is it Boom Boom or Boomer?
Boom Boom.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Then there's gonna be, this was up for pre-order, but I think it already sold out. So you have to wait for it to show up in stores or order elsewhere. It's gonna be, this is a Target exclusive, a 2-pack Marvel Legends Spider-Man Homecoming with Spider-Man wearing the yellow jacket and an MJ figure which has 2 heads. So looks just what's her name that plays her? Zendaya. Looks just like Zendaya, and I thought that was kind of cool to get that. I wouldn't mind the MJ figure. Let's see, you're gonna get a black Emma Frost figure, and I've heard this is a Walgreens exclusive. Well, it's Emma Frost in her black outfit. I really want one in a white outfit, so maybe that's coming later. I don't really care about her black outfit. Let's see, there's gonna be a X-Men Brotherhood 3-pack. This is, you can pre-order this on Amazon. This one, I've already pre-ordered. This has Magneto in his normal colors with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. And very comic book looking. I loved it the second I saw it. So I pre-ordered that. And what were you saying, RD?
They're his children.
Yes, they are his children. So yeah, I don't know if it's actually called the Brotherhood 3-pack, but
40-year-old spoilers.
Yep, that's true. But order that on Amazon if you like.
Oh no, you ruined it for
Then,
me. Oh.
Let's see.
It's like Game of Thrones.
That's not something I'm going to talk about. Let's see, and I think I'm just looking at the rest of the list and see if there's anything else to mention here.
I love how he gets scolded, like underhanded there. Look, he's being such a dad. Ugh.
Ugh.
Oh.
Your transformation is complete.
I know, he's making
Conversion.
dad jokes, and he's gonna have a dad van and like all that. Watch.
He's gone full dad.
Oh
He's got a dad-toma.
Alright, I'm just looking at the pictures, making sure I said everything.
When
But
he starts
I'm,
selling his
I'm-
Transformers to pay for like her college, then you know it's over.
No,
Don't make me stop this podcast.
Violet's college is covered already. We're very lucky.
Yay!
Let's see. I'm
Transformers
just
are
seeing.
safe.
Yeah, let me look at that Hydro real quick. It does look like, yeah, those water effects look like they would come off. Hard to say if that's a Build-A-Figure or not, Drew.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
but
find out.
yeah. Looking at Scorpion, he doesn't look like a Build-A-Figure to me. They just gave him that really long tail instead of any accessories. That's kind of cool. Oh yeah, there's a Guardian coming out I didn't mention. That's a Alpha Flight dude, you know, with the Canadian outfit. We already talked about the X-Men. And yep, okay, so any comments about any of these figures? So many awesome ones from Marvel Legends that I just can't believe it.
It's a big list.
It was.
I want that Dazzler.
What'd you say?
More than I expected I would.
Oh yeah, they killed it with these, and all those MCU ones and the X-Men, just that's what I love. You know, that's what I collect from Marvel Legends. So I love it. Mr. Sinister and Nightcrawler especially, I'm just like, holy crap. You're giving me what I want. Yeah. Alright. I guess we'll go on then. But that went nice and quick. Alright, so next up we have some Studio Series reveals from Transformers at Toy Fair.
I'm awake.
Yay!
Yay.
Alright. So, for leader class, there's going to be a Jetwing Optimus Prime from Dark of the Moon. So this is an impressive reuse of what seems to be SS-32 Voyager Optimus Prime, except he has a new chest and abdomen on him, with a trailer that can transform into his weapons ring, and pieces that can be attached to recreate his flight mode as seen in the movie. And thanks for typing all that, Josh.
What did I type?
All the stuff about Leader Class Jetwing Optimus. Did you type
I
that?
did not type that.
Oh, I must have copied pasted that off the website. I thought you typed it because I don't remember reading any of that. Oh well.
Nope.
Let's see then. Voyager class, we're gonna have Bone Crusher, who is already out. KSI Boss from Age of Extinction. That is just a repaint of the Last Night Nitro Zeus. That is a great figure, by the way. Then you're gonna have the Voyager Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie, who looks awesome, and I believe he's up for pre-order on Amazon and Hasbro Pulse and other places.
Kyog already has one, I think.
Who does?
Yeah, a friend of mine has
Oh,
one.
wow. Okay, that's awesome. Did he say?
Yes, there's some out.
Did he say it was good?
Yeah, he loved
Um,
it.
Crickets.
Good. All right, then deluxe class. We have Barricade from the first movie, Clunker Bumblebee from the first movie. I think that's a repaint of like the old 1960s Camaro, just with like brown rusty effects on it or something. You're gonna have Cogman from the Last Night, and we've talked about him before, but they had some better pictures here of him, and he looks like the same figure they put out before. Just they changed like the chest a bit and changed the paint up a bit. He still looks kind of cool. Constructicon Hightower from Revenge of the Fallen. Constructicon Scrap Metal from Revenge of the Fallen. Drift Helicopter from Age of Extinction. People suspect he's a heavy partial tool of Dropkick from the Bumblebee movie, the other deluxe helicopter, but I don't know. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. You're going to have a Dropkick car from the Bumblebee, which is awesome.
He looks like Arachnid
Does.
in the helicopter mode.
Yeah, I could see that. You're going to have Dropkick
Helicopters.
and Shatter from Bumblebee, which kind of cool to get those. Sideswipe from Dark of the Moon, who I think is just coming out now. And the World War II Bumblebee from the Last Night, which is in the same wave with Sideswipe and Barricades, and I think
I
he's...
saw that wave already.
Oh, really? Wow.
That's the one I've seen on shelves, finally.
I have not encountered that wave yet. I'm kind of hoping I'll see it. All right. So, what do we think of all these Studio Series figures? Anything jumping out at you, Josh?
Hightower. Look at his stubby little arms and his silly crane that wants to be a T-Rex that thinks he might also be a man.
He looks like he's bigger than a deluxe, but they have him listed as deluxe. Is that right?
He's supposed to be a deluxe. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
okay.
just a big boy.
Yeah,
There's a lot of space in those parts on that thing. So
that is true.
Yeah, he's probably pretty light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just looks tall because of the crane arm, but yeah, he looks crazy, very monstrous.
Is anyone else reminded of that little, like, what was it, the alien thing from Beast Wars? With, like, the little neck action going on there?
Alien thing from Beast Wars.
I'm trying to remember what
forgot
his
his
name
name.
was. It was the thing that Silverbolt tried to save. And,
Sorry, transmutate.
yeah, you
Oh,
go.
transmutate.
Transmutate.
Yay.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, the
Cool.
little, like, head thing. He almost looks like he could walk like that, like a...
I guess.
I'll give that Jetwing Optimus some credit. That is cool to get like a full trailer, with the
Yes.
truck. That's kind of cool.
I'd
and
love to see someone upscale that a bit and then modify it to fit on the masterpiece.
that.
I
Yeah,
think that'd be awesome.
that would be. I would like that.
Yeah, how about
Yeah.
give him some dimensional paint, too? Let's not make him so flat, please. Thank you.
Yeah. The knockoffs usually handle that very nicely.
Yeah. Give him
I
some,
will
like,
say that.
windshield wipers and, like, an actual clear, like, glass, please. Thank you. Something.
I think Shatter and Dropkick, the car modes look really awesome. The which one's the blue one?
Dropkick.
I think Dropkick looks better than Shatter in car mode and in robot mode. It just, I don't know if it will actually have like shiny paint or not, but I just think it looks really cool.
So they're just gonna like ditch the whole triple changer thing.
Yeah, pretty much. But I believe, well, we'll get to that later. There's a third party who may or may not be making the triple changer versions, which is kind of cool.
The interesting thing about Shatter and Dropkick with being triple changers is minor spoilers for the movie for anyone who hasn't
I
seen
haven't
it.
seen it.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't say the thing. I mean, it's not a plot spoiler. It's just a cool little thing about them being triple
Well,
changers.
I
but
unfortunately, with everything that was going on, I hadn't gotten a chance to see it, and it's like, well, I probably should hold off with it because I'm going to see if I can poke about getting it played at TFCon Toronto. So,
Oh,
Oh.
cool.
so I'm trying
All
not
right.
to watch it until then.
Okay,
Gotcha. All right.
never mind then.
I love you
Okay.
anyway.
Well, we'll go on to the next topic. All right.
Who you gonna
Oh
call?
god.
Transformers.
That is not the next topic.
Is it not?
No, there's one before it.
Oh, Josh
the
added this
gun there.
thing.
Ironhide. That's okay. No one cares.
I wrote. I
Whoa,
this
whoa,
is
whoa,
this
whoa,
one,
whoa!
Andrew.
Nice
This
shooting, Ray.
This is pause for Ironhide to go with his little dog face. Okay.
There's
and
more
this is
to
how
it
we
than
do
that.
a reboot.
Yeah.
All right, so
So we have the DNA Design DK10 Studio Series Ironhide Upgrade Kit. Alright, so looking at this, you get a new bumper that can fold back on the sides, and it's also black, which is nicer and has some headlights on it. But you do need to knock a pin out to get the old one out, and they give you a little pin punch. So that's kind of nice. Hopefully it's not too hard to do. Has new feet on it. And these feet have ankle tilts, which is great. And then another benefit of the new feet, nicer paint on them because there's some silver details. And the toes can fold away, which will make the truck mode look more like a truck instead of a truck with feet hanging under it.
So he's
Then
gonna,
he has
Ooh.
so he's
two
gonna look
big
even more like
knives.
chicken feet. Cool.
Yep. Then he has two big knives and two big guns. And I think the knives and guns can store on him in different places, which is kind of cool. Sadly, that was the other figure I traded to my buddy Michael. And after seeing this upgrade kit, I'm like, dang it. Now I kind of want one again so I can upgrade it because this looks cool. But yeah, I like what it does.
I just want
What do you guys
little
think?
Tool because it's kind of like when you like when an outside company comes up with like a tool for your car that they like smack it in the face of like the dealerships who are like, ha, now they can remove that part without going to you. Dr. Slick.
Yeah.
yeah, it's really neat that they're giving you a pin punch for that.
Yeah, I hope it's not hard to do. I've never knocked a pin out, so
I have done it for Generations Whirl because his knees are insanely tight
yeah.
because of the way they're designed. So I punched out those pins to file down the not ratchet, but like the detent ratchet whatever thing inside his knees to soften that a
How
bit.
dare you sand
And-
down Ratchet?
It worked on the one knee. The other knee, I went too far, and so his other knee is just
Oops.
a floppy mess.
Flapping in the
unfortunately.
wind.
But it was not too hard to get the pins in and out. It's just a matter of you need like something to hit it with, something to put it on. Yeah. It's a bit of scary violence, but the actual in and out of the pin in the moving on.
Yep.
All right, are we going to the next one now?
Yes, we are.
Do Re Ectotron.
All right.
Can you tell I'm a little bit excited?
Seen Ghostbusters.
Yes,
Yeah, it
this-
would be.
This was pretty exciting. So there's a figure that was shown right before Toy Fair started, and Hasbro Pulse put it up, and it was just a big surprise. And it's a Transformers crossed with Ghostbusters, figure, and it's a Voyager called Ectotron that turns into Ecto-1. Now, the figure itself is a big-time partial tool of the Combiner Wars Hotspot / Onslaught mold. But I
Slash Pyromagna, right?
Yes.
yeah, she was that / Inferno, and I don't know who else they've
Megatronia
made.
or whatever.
Yeah,
they call that.
Megatronia, and I think there was like a bludgeon made out of it. They used it a bunch of times, but yeah, it's called Ectotron, and it turns into the Ecto-1, and I mean that car mode is so accurate and amazing looking. Really awesome.
Very cool.
Really like it. Even has the light bar up top, the Ghostbusters symbol on the side. Whatever car that is, it looks great. The tires even have white walls with silver painted hubcaps, it looks like. Comes with a little translucent green Slimer, which is cool. Looks like Ecto...
Oh, I thought that was a little green Kremzeek.
No, that's Slimer, dude. Yeah, have you seen Ghostbusters ever?
I don't think he has.
Oh,
I have not.
You need to correct that. It's fantastic.
Well, that's
and
why I was
look
gonna
at
correct you
Egon.
earlier too.
And a lot of people have told me I look like Egon, so there's that too.
Fact.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
gonna correct poor Josh earlier when he's like, "It'd been nice if I had actually seen Ghostbusters." It's like, actually, his quote was from Ghostbusters too.
Ghostbusters 2!
Uh-huh. But
Oh no!
he has a gun with like a tube coming off of it that goes to his backpack, so I'm guessing it's supposed to look like one of their what do they call them? The photon. I forget what they call
Yeah,
them.
photon packs.
Photon packs.
Oh.
Thank you. Yes.
It looks like it's coming out of his butt.
Yeah, it
Yep.
does.
That looks
Yep,
wrong.
it does.
Yes, it does.
He plugs it. He plugs his gun into his butt.
Plug and play. I mean, whoa.
I got that, Lee.
Lee is a whole new dynamic to this show.
One
I
thing that's
I had to do a triple take because I was, I saw the car
yeah.
and I saw the robot, and I was like, no way, they're doing that.
And
And
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I mean, look, I saw Ghostbusters again as an adult for the first time, and I was mildly shocked and appalled because as a 5-6-year-old or whatever, I had no idea that there was a gatekeeper and a keymaster and what that meant. This movie's kind of dirty, y'all.
Oh yeah.
Only Zool.
Doesn't some guy get molested by a
Yes.
ghost?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Well, except
Yes, there's-
he likes it though. Ray gets
You know-
all cross-eyed
I'm
when
not sure if that makes it worse.
Ray's in bed and you see like the sheets moving up, and then they
Yeah.
show a close up on his
Like
face, and
undoes, and it's like, oh god.
yeah, then they do a close up on his face, and he gets all cross-eyed and smiley. It's just ridiculous. One
Yeah,
thing on the figure I noticed that's a definite improvement from the Combiner Wars mold is the hands. They look like they're open and more expressive. So that's better, and I don't believe there's any combining ability here at all. And I sat on the fence going, I love the car mode. The robot mode has a bit of hollowness going on that bothers me. And then by the time I was like, you know what, I wouldn't mind picking it up, it was sold out off Hasbro Pulse. But I know you can go to you can order it off GameStop, but Hasbro Pulse had it for $40 free shipping. GameStop wants $50, and then shipping is like another $10. No, shipping's like $5, and then tax is another $5. So it ends up being $60, and I'm just like, man, that's a good bit. But I've also heard you can go to your local GameStop and order it in person, and then you don't have to pay shipping.
Yeah.
So
it's just shipped to store for free.
yeah, I might see if I can do that, because I wouldn't mind having this. That car mode's fantastic.
Yeah, it's just
That
I think,
car mode.
Like it's just a cute little figure to have. It's
Yeah.
It's for nostalgia purposes. I think that's like pretty much it.
Looks like a white soccer mom Batmobile.
God. How dare you?
Well,
It's a hearse.
it's a Cadillac ambulance, so
Yeah, it was kind of a joke in the movie when they picked up the car. It's like,
Oh my
what
God.
is this clunker? What's this piece of junk? You know?
He was so
was just-
excited too. It's like, oh, you guys are just ruining his Christmas.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it's
Drew,
gonna
are
be
you sure
great,
it's a-
guys. Come on.
Drew, are you sure it's an ambulance?
yeah.
I could have sworn it was a hearse.
Yeah, I think it was.
No, I think
it was a
I
hearse.
think the joke. No, it's an ambulance.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was an ambulance. Yeah,
That was a hearse.
but
But the hearse makes sense.
But the hearse and the ambulance were the same car, so it didn't really.
who knows?
It really didn't matter because they just used the same thing for everything.
But yeah, I'm wondering if we're gonna get some other, crossover type things like this, and if they did like Back to the Future DeLorean that turned into Marty McPrime or something like the T-shirts have done for years, I would be in on that in a heartbeat.
Let's get TARDIS Prime in there.
Hey, you
Okay,
never
yeah,
know.
The original
That's not a
Ecto-1
vehicle, though.
Ghostbusters car was a 1959 Cadillac Miller Meteor ambulance limo.
Aha! Thank you, Leigh.
You're welcome.
You feel better now, Drew?
Oh no, I was never any question for me.
Oh, okay.
I knew what it was.
It would have been.
Well, I mean,
funnier
you
if it was
feel
a
better
hearse, though.
because you're what you said is accurate.
But I already knew it was accurate.
I know,
Okay,
but
we can move on, I'm sorry.
People were doubting you, and now you were proven right. All right,
how
but
dare I.
And there's apparently going to be an IDW comic book
yeah,
based on this.
there is going to be one. You're right, and they had it's coming out in June, and they said it's a series, so it's going to be a few issues at least.
Dang.
And they showed like a cover. I think Alex Milne's doing another cover. Nick Roche is going to do one, which is awesome.
The one that was shown, it looks like Nick Roche to me.
Oh, nice. I didn't see who did it, but that's awesome. And then
I
they
don't know that they've released a credit, but like it looks Roche.
yeah. Then they showed like a big spread, big wide kind of wide shot, but of all these different Transformers fighting like Ectotron and the Ghostbusters, but there's a square there that's blacked out with a question mark, and people are having a good time speculating what it could be. And I've heard people saying, oh, maybe it's like Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, maybe it's like that, maybe it's like Gozer mixed with Megatron, so it's like Gozertron. So
Gozertron.
yeah, so who knows? But that'll be cool to see what that actually is. But yeah,
They're gonna have to bust Starscream's ghost, right? That's the only
That-
way you can go with
yeah,
it.
Starscream's ghost is definitely in the art, so I believe that is in there, and that's hilarious. Couple things about him. Let's see. Yeah, it resembles a Ghostbuster in the jumpsuit with goggles. I already said the partial tool thing. John Warden confirmed that. Great G1 style packaging with very amusing tech specs that aren't the usual tech specs. And yep, IDW comic coming in June. Any other comments about Ectotron?
Want.
Nope.
Yeah. Pre-ordered,
Lucky.
paid for. Mine's coming.
Nice. All right. Next up, this is kind of interesting. There are these 35th anniversary figures that are Siege figures, and they're repaints for the most part, and I think one of them or two of them might be remolds. But let me
God, I
click
want
on them.
them
So you're gonna have a Voyager class Optimus Prime, a Megatron, a Sound Blaster, and a Deluxe class Blue Streak. Now, supposedly these figures were out there on the floor before the show really started, and some people, on podcasts and stuff, actually got to see them a little bit for a little while, but then they were taken away and weren't there during the show. So I didn't get to see what any of them looked like, except Sound Blaster's the only one that's sitting there, and supposedly they're all kind of cell shaded looking, is what I've heard, which is kind of cool. Let me scroll down and see if I can find the proper link. I may have screwed up the link here.
Whoops.
Let me see. Nope. Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay. So, yeah. They had sound blasters or repaint a sound wave out on display. But they're all supposed to be cell shaded. And I don't know that Sound Blaster looks cell shaded there. I can't really see it well enough. But the artwork that's on the Optimus and Megatron packaging does look more like a cell shaded style. So that's kind of cool. And then Blue Streak has his shoulder missiles, which is really cool. I would assume that's just the Prowl mold, kind of retooled. But I know, Drew, you're excited as hell for Blue Streak, aren't you?
I am, but I do hope they don't cell shade that one.
Yeah.
I think maybe Optimus and Megatron will be cell shaded because those characters are already out.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see.
Yeah, well, we don't know what
Either
they're
way,
doing there.
I mean, I'm getting a Blue Streak, but
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm curious to see what all these are going to look like. Yeah. Then, let's see. Next up, there was an exclusive Megatron Siege figure, and this is a G2 Megatron, but nope. This is not your father's G2 style Megatron. No, it's not. This is more in the, I believe they called it, the Hero Megatron?
What the H?
Yeah.
How the heck is this dude supposed to hide in an eggplant farm?
But yeah, this is
G2.
This is a big repaint of the Voyager Siege Megatron, but instead of being a normal G2 style, which is like the, eggplant colors, like purple and green camouflage style, it's, let's see.
Pretty sure this is photoshopped.
Well, it is, but I've seen the real figure. I've seen the real figure in pictures. Like Payal got it and was showing pics on Twitter. But it's kind of like I don't know. I guess I'd call that like a tannish brown color with green camouflage stripes on it. But his abdomen, crotch, lower arms, and helmet on his head are white. Then his face is black with red eyes. And his weapons are mostly black with a little green kind of highlights on it. And it's, this is just my own personal opinion. I think this is ugly as hell.
Which is probably why it didn't get released to start with, like the first time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really don't like
and it
how
says
it looks.
Megatron across his chest.
Yes, it does.
Fucking gaudy much?
Have you seen Hero Optimus?
No.
Yeah.
He also has Optimus across his chest.
Oh,
You're
okay.
right.
But yeah, it's based on the Hero Megatron that never came out, apparently, years and years and years ago. But
This is like the '90s, like when people used to put the name of their car across the windshield so they wouldn't forget
Now,
what
was
they
it
were
like-
driving.
Optimus across one nip and then Prime across the other.
I don't recall. I just know he had his name on his chest.
oh god. If you do
Like the tattoo you need when you get drunk.
If you do like this Megatron, you can look it up on Hasbro Pulse. It's one of the exclusives there. You can still order it. I don't think it's nearly as popular as like the Ectotron, but if you want it, it's still there. You can get it. And
Yeah.
you might get free
How much
shipping.
are they paying me for it?
If you, what's that?
I said, how much are they paying me for it?
I forget how much this might only be 30. I don't recall if it was more, than. Let me check real quick. I'm curious. Let's see how much is this thing. Megatron. Where is it?
I gotta say, I got that Megatron.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in normal colors, but and it's pretty unimpressive. Like the Megatron, the robot mode is cool, but once you start like trying to transform it, like the tank is just trash.
I feel like it's not nearly as good as Optimus, but after playing with it several times, I kind of like it, and it does lock in. It just takes a little bit to get it to do it.
Oh no, it does lock in.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just saying, it just does not. like I guess it's supposed to be an H tank,
Right, yeah. It's
and
no
doesn't pull that
Generations
off
Warpath, you know?
yeah,
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
the feet don't stow away. They should.
This
yeah, I
Mega,
have my
the
concerns.
exclusive one is $30, so it's the same price as the normal Voyager. So, and I've heard this is like one of the, it's an exclusive, but it's kind of like one of those selects style things, is what I've heard. Let me see.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any extra info. Oh, Combat Megatron is what they call them. Okay. But,
Because normal Megatron does not the combat, apparently.
alright, let's go on to the good
He's
stuff
dainty.
that we
No-
actually care
no,
about and
regular
like.
Megatron knits.
Alright,
Okay,
enough
then.
squeaking.
This is his war paint.
Bring me knitting.
This is his war paint. Y'all don't know what you're messing with.
So next up we have the actual Siege War for Cybertron figures. A lot of this was revealed before the show, but still it was cool to see the actual figures and not just renders. So for Titan class, they have Omega Supreme with Micromaster Countdown. That was there. It's about, they said it's 2 feet tall. I would guess that's to the ramps that are on his back and not the head. But we have to see. Don't know for sure. Commander class, we have Jetfire. Don't worry, we're going to talk about all this. Leader class, you have, it was like Galaxy Force Optimus Prime, but they call him like Optimus
Galaxy
Prime.
Upgrade.
Yeah, Galaxy Upgrade. That's right. Voyager class, they had Thundercracker and Springer. And Springer does have all 3 modes. We'll get to him. Deluxe class, we finally got to see a real Red Alert and not a render. 6 Gun, Sideswipe, who's already out, Prowl, Impactor, and they showed Skytread / Flywheels, who we know is already out too. Micro / Battle Masters, they had all the Race Car Patrol, Rescue Patrol, Battle Patrol, which we've seen before. Some of them are out. So the 2 new ones here are Caliburst, and that is Slug Slinger's Target Master, so that's kind of cool. And comes with a different, blast effect piece, and I think he's the same mold as like Fire Drive and whoever Trigger Happy's dude was. And then this one,
Blowpipe.
yeah, Blowpipes, the same mold as that. Probably some minor differences. Now this one, this other one was really cool. The other new one is called Smashdown. Now he turns into a hammer, and also looks like a red and black Minotaur, which is kind of cool. All right,
He's
so
bullheaded.
he is. So let's look at the pics here. First pic, it's a giant picture of Omega Supreme, and I don't know how y'all feel about him, but he looks freaking badass. Like, this thing is...
Yeah.
I really feel like Hasbro's like, oh yeah, third parties, check this out, I mean, this thing looks badass. I'm sure it's not built with like, die cast or anything like that, but, it's all plastic. It has a lot of details on it, but it's huge and it looks amazing. I mean, that head sculpt in there looks really cool to me too. The claw is translucent orange, but that doesn't really bother me. I think it looks cool. Let's see, I want to look at some pictures of him.
Okay, what bothers me about the translucent orange claw
Yeah,
is that the claw is translucent
Bless you,
orange,
bless you.
but the face mask is translucent yellow?
actually, I think it's...
Unless that's the lighting.
I think the face mask might be clear, and then his face under it is painted yellow, is my guess.
Yeah, because if you look at this,
I don't know.
if you
I
look
like-
at the side
maybe,
image, it
maybe
actually has that same kind of orangey tint to it as the claw does, actually.
I like my Omega Supreme faces to be orange.
Well, then you
okay.
can open up his little face thing and you can paint it orange.
That's true. you could do that. He does have a big Autobot symbol on his chest. He's got the big gun for the other other arm slash hand with a gigantic blast effect that's kind of smoky and orange, and that looks really cool. Does that look like he has like
It's also
little
modular.
burn marks? Yeah, it is modular.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, it looks like he has little burn marks on his arms, which is interesting.
They're right around 5mm ports for those blast effects.
Okay. Well, that's a good idea then. And he does have ankle tilts, which is cool. It might just be the front of the foot, but that's kind of what the third-party ones did too. And he does have waist swivel, which is good. Sometimes giant, figures don't, and it's cool to see that on a Titan class figure. What do you guys think about Omega before we talk about the others?
I will definitely be getting him at some point.
Cool. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about the alt mode stuff here. Let me get a good picture of that. There's one. So, of course he's going to be like a parts former, because that's how Omega always works. He may have been the first parts former, I don't know. But he has a shuttle that's very tall. So I think the arms probably have some telescopic stuff going on, and then the rest of the rocket stores on his back in robot mode. And I mean, the rocket looks like it's like 2 feet tall. It's very tall. The ramp goes around it, and it's a smaller ramp, but it still works. And you can see it's supported by like the legs, and the chest kind of forms around the rocket, so it's like a takeoff platform. Then the other part of the chest turns into the tank, and that I've heard can kind of go around. You can make it go around the track. There's no electronics or motor there as far as we know. They do have some opening flaps here and there. Like the part of the tank can open up, and you can put like smaller, like Titan Master sized dudes in there. And the little what do they call him? Countdown. He can go inside of part of the rocket, like near the top. There's a little hatch that opens, so that's kind of cool. All right.
And the ramp was specifically designed to be 2 Micromasters wide. So they got a little 2-lane highway for the Micromasters.
Yeah, I think it looks great, and my thing with the Titans is I don't like paying, the price for them when they first come out. I think this guy's like $160 or $170, something around there, and that's a bit much. Although he's the first one where I go, I could see it costing that much. But I've noticed all the others, if you wait around till about Black Friday, they go down to like 100, 115, sometimes less than 100 as well. And because I got Triptychon on Black Friday, and I paid $100 or maybe 90. I can't remember if it was 90 or 100 for him, and that was a great deal. And I think Devastator I had, but I sold. I paid $115 for him around that time as well. So I just feel like if you wait, you can get a better deal. Any other comments about Omega? Nope.
Nah.
Appreciated.
Okay. Do you like it, Drew?
Oh, yeah, but I'm going to wind up in that same space where I was with Metroplex, is where it's like I either have to put it on a table or get down on the floor to play with it, and my knees don't want to let me do that kind of stuff anymore.
I got
So,
you. Can't do floor time anymore.
I can't do floor time anymore. I'm too old for that mess. But I'm going to enjoy seeing everybody get it, but it's probably not going to be something that I'm going to seek.
All right. I got that. RD, do you like it?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put it.
Yeah. I have just enough room, along my walls here. Plus, I'm selling off my Star Wars collection and some of my older Marvel Legends I don't want. So I'm making room, and I should have enough if I want him. All right.
I should have a pretty perfect spot right on top of my shelves.
Awesome. Leigh, is this something you would get?
Black Arachnia.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Save your pennies for that. Makes sense. All right, let's talk about Mr. Jetfire. So, John Warden in a video Oh yeah, by the way, this is a new scale called, well, it's a new class called Commander Class, and this figure is 11 inches tall. So he's a big boy. It's about $80. You can pre-order him and most of these other figures right now. But in a video, John Warden showed off that the Autobot logo on his chest, you can actually flip it around and it can be a Decepticon symbol, because if you remember his first episode, Fire in the Sky, what's that?
Fire in the Sky.
That's right, Fire in the Sky. If you remember that,
Skyfire.
he was Skyfire in that. The
He was wishy-washy.
cartoon calls it one thing, the toy's another. But yeah, Starscream, he was buddies with him, and when he woke up in the ice, Starscream was just like, "Hey, you should hang out with me. We're the Decepticons. And the Autobots suck." And he's like, "Oh, okay." But then he figured out pretty quickly that Starscream's full of crap as usual. Then he switched to the Autobots.
So he pulled.
Yes, he did.
played.
Very nice.
I've been waiting to do that.
You know he was sitting there like jonesing in his chair right there, like, "Oh, what do
He has a soundboard. Wow. But some other cool features in robot mode. His hands, you can have them open and they look like cool hands and all that. But as you close the fingers, a 5 millimeter port pops out from his palm to hold the gun. So it's kind of cool that hides away.
From the middle. That's what you were doing. From the middle.
Yeah.
Middle meter. Yes.
From the middle, yes. I'm trying to see. It looks like he.
I was thinking middle finger. Can he do the middle finger?
Is it Monday?
I don't know.
Only if it's Monday.
I think it looks like his index finger maybe could stay out and the others fold in, or they're all together. I can't tell by looking. Yeah, but
I think they're all together.
a lot of people have commented that this figure looks a lot like the Fans Toys Phoenix. And while it does, I don't necessarily think it's going to work exactly the same. Although some of my friends said when they saw like a shot of the bottom of the jet mode, they said, "Oh, that looks very much like the Fans Toys one. Just the Fans Toys one has panels that cover up all the arm bits and stuff. This one not so much." But then again, the Fans Toys one is like what, $200 when it was first out, and now
if you're making a 1-to-1 copy of what you saw in the G1 Toon, there's going to be a lot of similarity.
Exactly. That is right.
Yeah,
now
and
some
it looks
other
like
cool
all the fingers actually are plastered together. I was looking at the pictures a little closer, and it looks like they actually are all together.
Well, that's fine.
Typewriter fingers.
Yeah, pretty much. Fans Toys wins again.
Yeah, but Fans Toys is like more than double this, and you
Yeah.
can't get it anymore. But some cool features of the jet mode. I believe it has landing gears, which is cool. The cockpit
I can see the landing gear.
Yep, the cockpit can open, and there's a little piece in there you can take out, and you can actually sit a Titan Master in it if you want to. There are these little bars that can hang from underneath the jet mode, and there are 5 millimeter ports on there, so you can. The bars are 5 millimeters, so you can have like a figure like Skytread or someone hanging from underneath him, which is kind of cool. He has armor bits that you can store in the jet mode, kind of on the back, and or you can armor up Jetfire and give him kind of the G1 toy look to some extent, which is kind of cool as well. I'm just trying to see. I know when you transform him, the head actually goes back into, the red backpack is behind his head, and when you transform him, the head kind of pushes in to these two panels on the red backpack and hides in there, and I thought that was kind of cool. Oh yeah, he has two kind of thruster effects, which can also be blast effects, which is cool.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, I really like that they're using effects. I just really like that. And seeing John Warden holding the figure, it's just massive. I mean, I just God, this thing's awesome. I already pre-ordered it because the second I saw that, I was like, damn, I want that. That is awesome. Anyone have opinions about this figure?
Looks cool.
That's a good opinion.
Agreed.
Yep. Leigh, is this something you
I
get, or are
think-
you fans' toys?
Well, I wasn't able to get a hold of Phoenix Fans Toys, but I mean, I always kind of lean towards Fans Toys anyway, so if I
Yeah.
see a Phoenix available anywhere, I will be probably getting the Phoenix instead. But it is a very nice figure. Like, I can't argue with
Yeah.
that at all. I do like the little, like, tidbits in there, but I'm definitely leaning, like, Fans Toys with it.
All right.
Yeah, I have Phoenix and very happy with it.
Yeah.
But this does look awesome.
Yeah, I didn't get Phoenix. Just didn't have the money when he was out, and then you know, they had pre-orders for like this X version of him, and I was like, I still don't have the money for him, so I'm like, this one will work for me. I'll be fine with this one.
Yeah, for
if
people
I
who
can
couldn't
get
get a hold of Phoenix, like, I think this is a perfect substitute for it. And for people who want to be, like, brand loyal, like, this this isn't a disappointing figure. Like, there's no way that I can see that it would be disappointing.
Yeah, Hasbro's really stepping up their game lately, and I definitely appreciate
Well,
it.
I mean, you know, they
Yeah,
are
they
being
are.
challenged, and, you know, when people just aren't happy with the fact that that third party is outclassing who's supposed to be the original holders of this, it's like, well, looks like y'all gonna have to up your game.
Yeah. And
For me, it's a double-edged sword because I was kind of glad that they weren't stepping their game up.
Yeah, now it's like,
Because then I didn't have to buy their stuff, and now it's like, oh,
yeah, I'll make a
because they're making
comment.
it challenging.
Yeah, I'll make a comment real quick. In you know, videos I've seen from Toy Fair that had John Warden showing off features of the different figures. You know, I've seen videos in the past and he's talking about it, but he just seems real tired and, you know, didn't seem as enthused as he could have been. You know, very PR kind of statements when he talks, all that market speak. And this time he was very jovial, seemed very energetic. He was super excited to show off things on Jetfire. You know, like he was proud of it. He's like, oh, check this feature out, check this out. Look at Omega, check this out. Oh, Ectotron, he's making jokes about it, you know. And it was just really cool to see that. I was like, oh, wow. You can tell he's like, he loves... What's that?
What were the figures that he was deadpanning? I'd like to know.
That he was... Oh, deadpan, like the Power of the Prime stuff and some of the Titans Return stuff the previous year. Just kind of didn't seem as thrilled with them.
I guess this little guy transforms into his fucking head. Whatever.
Yeah. Right, like he just...
Yeah, I watched the video of Warden talking about, especially Jetfire and Omega Supreme, and I agree with what Andrew was saying. Like, he was clearly really excited, really enthused. Looked like he got so into it that he almost used transform as a verb a couple of times.
That's right. But yeah, he just major difference in how he came across. Didn't have all that market PR speak, you know. And one thing I heard someone ask was basically they said, you know, these figures seem a lot better. Like, you guys are really trying hard to deliver a good product. And they said, is that partially due to Takara's involvement in helping these? Like, you know, the joints are all universal joints. There aren't really ball joints on any of these figures. And Warden basically said, yeah, I think that does play a role. You know, they said, you know, we wanted all the figures to be able to, you know, like armor up, you know, with either effects or weapons or, you know, things like Cog. If you take it apart, you can armor up guys. And he said, you know, we wanted the joints to be able to handle that weight and not fall like a ball joint would. And he said, so that required universal joints, and those are, you know, a lot of people think those are a lot nicer than ball joints. They last longer, etc. You know, more posability, and you know, it's just kind of nice to see that. Anyway, let's see. So they had the Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime was on display, and we've talked about that before, but, you know, kind of cool to see it in person. you know,
Guys, just call it Galaxy Convoy, man.
they should have. They should have called it that. I agree. Then Voyager.
Or just Galaxy Optimus Prime or Galaxy Upgrade.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I don't know if it seems like that's what he'll be called, but I don't know. But yeah, they had the Voyager Thundercracker on display. Turns into kind of the Tetrajet thing. Is it just me, or does he look like way better than Starscream? Just the colors work a lot better on him, I think. And
They always
He's
have.
pretty.
yeah. And what
Is it just me, or does he have a smirk molded onto
he
him?
does
does.
have a smirk. You're right. Oh, interesting.
And didn't the Starscream figure we'd seen before just kind of have a blank neutral
I
face or a
believe
frown?
you're right. Yeah, just kind of a neutrally frown-looking face. Yeah, that's
The
interesting.
screenplay is doing well.
You need like a little dog figure to go with him for Buster. One thing I noticed.
I would be very surprised if Dr. Wu didn't do a little Buster.
One thing I notice on some of these figures, especially Thundercracker here, they're kind of copying how, like, some of the recent masterpieces, instead of having waist flaps, like, the sides of the waist will move up as you rotate the leg forward, so you don't have a big flap. And I noticed Thundercracker has that as well, and I just thought that was kind of cool that they figured out how to do that.
Yes, more of this, please.
Yeah, that's really cool.
More diaper articulation.
Yeah,
More
that's what that is. But there's that. Then,
I heard that.
yeah, let's talk about Springer, because holy crap, we heard rumors, but seeing it there in person, or pictures rather, this thing looks badass.
Yep.
That robot mode, it's unlike the Generation's 30th version that came out. That's Voyager, one of the best ever made, and it's totally IDW. It's a great figure. It's IDW. This one is G1, like majorly G1. The robot mode and 2 alt modes are just G1 as can be. Let's see. Any comments about? Who wants to comment about Springer?
Well,
It's practically Alan.
yeah.
What's that?
That's funny.
I said it's practically Alan.
Oh, yeah. I feel like a lot of the stuff here is trying to take on the third parties.
In the
why
car
is his-
mode,
why- His face is throwing me off though, because they have all this really cool, like neat, like damaged, worn kind of paint on there, and then he has a shiny, clean face, and I'm like, really?
Yeah. Well, this is a hand-painted prototype, I'm pretty sure, so the final paint won't be like that as far as I know.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm hoping though, because it's like when you look at it, it looks great, and then it's like face. It's like
Yeah. I think the final will be fine though.
yeah.
Yeah, but he looks so good. Like, this is definitely a worthy successor. I'm trying to see here. It looks like he probably has that same thing with the waist where the sides go up. I'm trying to get a better look at him.
Yeah.
But I
does have that.
think he does have that. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Let me see
He
here.
kind of looks like he might.
Yeah,
because
he
the back
will
is
do
kind of
that.
hollow.
One thing, it's the diaper kind of sticks out further than his waist does. That's the only negative I see on the figure, really, and that's really minor to me. I don't think that's a big deal at all. It comes with like 4 different weapons, I've heard. Like his helicopter blade turns into a couple swords. He's got a couple guns, and I forget what the other thing is, and I can't remember. But this figure just looks badass. Definite highlight of the show. And the 2 alt modes look pretty accurate too. All right.
I think the one issue I have with the alt modes is I really feel like there was a better way to deal with the front tires in chopper mode. I feel like They could have done something to hide those.
Yeah, they're just
And that would have
just
that would
there,
have done
right?
a lot. Yeah, they're just kind of sitting there.
yeah.
They've got these little wing panels that flip up like right behind them. Like,
Yeah.
why not have those slide forward a bit and just cover them up at the very least?
Budget.
Yeah. Still pretty dang good here. All right, let's see. Who else do you want to talk about? All right, let's talk about Red Alert, Leigh.
Yay, Red Alert! He doesn't get enough love. I love this Red Alert. Sorry.
I agree. I have the Sideswipe mold, and he's basically a repaint with different weapons, and I still would not mind picking him up. I like Red Alert, and the paint here on him looks really nice, like the shade of red they use.
I
think
love that shade of red. It's like, it's not that
Yeah.
weird starky cherry red. It's like a deeper red, and it's like, oh,
It's like
that's actually
blood red.
Don't get too
almost
excited. The renders have a much brighter shade of
Yeah,
red.
this is hand painted.
But I do hope it's more.
Yeah, I hope it's more
this
this
color.
one and rather than the weird red of the thing on his arm. It's like, no,
Yeah.
don't make it that red, please. Thank you.
And his head, like his head's red and his face is silver, which is nice too. I know Drew probably likes that the face is silver.
Yeah.
Always.
I like
Yep.
that it kind of looks like the eyes might have a little bit of the shimmer to it, because when they stare up, it's like they kind of light up a
Yeah.
little bit, and then when they're down, they shadow. So it's like they're deep set just enough that like when you angle the head away, it like changes the shade of the eyes, which is actually pretty cool to me.
Yeah, the eyes look kind of blue. There's one picture where it's kind of a low angle shot. They look blue there, which I like. Another figure that was on display was Impactor, and his legs, the inside of them it does have some hollowness to them, but he does have ankle rockers, which is cool, and he looks very much like the old comic book version, not the IDW, but the G1 comic book version of Impactor, and we saw renders of this and talked about it, in our chat before, but I think the physical figure, at least in robot mode, looks a lot better than the render would have me believe. What do you guys think of Impactor?
Not everyone all
Just
at once.
okay? No? Okay.
But I didn't know the character until IDW.
Yeah.
I mean, I had heard of him, but
Me neither.
Yeah,
That was my
he really
introduction
wasn't a
to him, really.
standout one for me.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just use the
Like-
Megatron mold and make him a little bigger?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been nicer. And for me, I have the MMC one, Impactor called Spartan, and
Spartan.
that's an amazing figure. And it's hard for me to see one that's G1-ish because I'm just so used to the IDW one. But I don't know. Once I see reviews of this one, I'll kind of decide if I want to pick him up, one day. But he's not one that I rush to get at all. All right, let's see. Who else is there to talk about? Anybody?
Prowl.
I do see he's got an Autobot symbol on the render. Because previously
Yeah.
we'd seen him with the Decepticon symbol for some odd reason.
Yeah, the listing for him now does have him as an Autobot, and we still kind of actually know we didn't know before if he'd be in a 2-pack with Mirage because there was that fan vote, but apparently he's a solo release because you can already pre-order him and it's just $20, so that's how much a deluxe is if you pay full price for him. But yeah, there he is. And let's see, we've talked about Prowl before.
I really do not like him.
All right, that's fine and makes sense. I have some problems with him too. Let's see, where's the other dude
Prowl.
that I want to talk about? No, not Prowl. What do you want to say about Prowl while I'm looking though?
Prowl looks
Oh, there it
weird.
is.
His
Mm-hmm.
the section behind it, like just underneath the knees, it's like he kind of does like Whirl's little lake thing. I'm like, what is that?
Oh, they don't have him transformed right, actually. Yeah, they don't have his feet flipped out correctly.
Okay, because
Like
I'm.
the left one
What else is new?
isn't even flipped out at all. Yeah, he's transformed wrong. That's what
Okay.
the problem is.
Oh, look at his cute little gun with its little siren lights.
Red Alert has that too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's transformed all kinds of wrong there. Wow.
Yeah, see, like, I'm looking at it and going, like, he has whirl
they-
legs. I'm like, what in the...
Yeah, they completely messed up the legs. Wow, and the feet. Yeah, that's totally
please-
wrong.
And I kind of hope that they messed up on the door wings, because, like, the door wings should angle backward a little bit.
I can't remember if
Like,
they
I
do
really
or
hope that this
not.
wasn't this person's one job because he screwed up.
Yeah, he did. Prowl looks a bit better than that, you know, when he's done correctly.
Yeah.
The little
I-
hammer dude, I think he looks adorable. Yeah,
I need that for Sideswipe
I was gonna get him for Magnus.
because Lamborghini and Bull.
Oh yeah, I get it. I do wish the
I'm
handle
more
on the
impressed by him
hammer
than
was.
I am of Impactor.
You're what?
I said I'm more impressed with that little hammer dude than Impactor.
I could see that, and I like his impact effect. That
I
looks
know,
cool.
that's adorable. Look at it.
Yeah.
That's a way better impact.
Oh, God.
Yep.
We're done.
I get you. But
I quit. I don't want to be a
wi-
host anymore.
I wish the handle on it was longer for the hammer, but there might be something you can rig up, you know, that would work, or I'm sure there'll be a third-party thing or something as well.
Oh my gosh, I never noticed his head. He's like
I
a
know.
bull.
Yeah, he's a little minotaur.
Why
dude.
is he a... Where did this minotaur come from?
I don't know. I don't know. I hope he's in the comic because it's kind of cute and cool. But yeah,
It's like Horrible's little brother.
uh-huh. He's just crazy. I'm like, how did they come up with that? But yeah, I pre-ordered him too. He's only like $5-6, and I like the effect part, and you know, I heard someone describe him as, oh, he's the Wreckers logo, you know, because they have like the hammer Autobot symbol, and I'm like, kinda.
It kind of reminds me of, like, you know, Breakdown, Transformer Prime Breakdown little, like, companion buddy.
I was just thinking that.
yeah.
Yeah, he's got a little rhino.
Oh, what if they make a good Voyager breakdown?
Oh my god, my wallet is
And
gonna
then
hate
do
me.
a
Don't
repaint.
Don't even
Then
call
do
me
it-
like that.
Then they could do
Andrew, they did do a good Voyager
Yeah.
breakdown.
well, I
They
mean,
just didn't release it in America.
yeah, I mean
actually
like
have that
one
breakdown,
here.
and he's
Over there on my
amazing,
shelf.
and I'm kind of disappointed that they don't have an equally as decent knockout, because I think knockout's transformation
Uh-huh.
is a little bit easier than breakdowns. But
Mhm.
yeah, no, I have the breakdown, and he's amazing, and I love him, and I'm glad that I got him.
I was just thinking, you know, breakdown's hammer, because I have him too, turns into a little rhino dude, and I thought,
Yes.
well, they could do like a partial tool of the this dude, and you know, what's his name, Smashdown, and they could make the little rhino hammer if they are, you know, and that would work well if they make a Voyager knockout later. I mean, Voyager breakdown later.
Yeah.
And they should make a deluxe knockout. That'd be cool to get those two in this line.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
that
you
would
know,
be
like
real
I said,
cool.
it's like that was one thing I was always disappointed with, like the Prime figures. All of them actually looked pretty good for what they were, and then you got knockout,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, what? Did you guys just really?
And I love him anyway because he's the only knockout we have.
No.
Yup.
And he's breakdowns knockout.
Oh, I forgot to say the little countdown Battlemaster dude that comes with Omega. His alt mode turns into like a little satellite truck. It's kind of cute. Alright. Anyone have any comments about any other of the figures here?
Think we got
There's
it.
a little dude called Caliburst that we hadn't mentioned.
Yeah, we mentioned him.
I mentioned him.
Okay. He exists.
He exists, and he has a really cool like blast
Pew?
effect.
Pew pew.
Yes, I love his pew.
Pew.
Yeah, his pew is cool, and that, yeah, he's the one that goes with Slug Slinger, I
Stop
believe.
it, Artie.
But that is a cool blast effect. I like it, and I'm just like
Is it a
I
church pew?
Wouldn't mind it, but I'm like, I don't have Slug Slinger. I don't want Slug Slinger, so I'm kind of like, I don't want like a a dude that doesn't go with anyone, you know?
Sure you do, because he's adorable.
He is, but I don't know.
You
I
can
don't
get him for
think so.
Violet.
I think that is not a pew. It's more of a it's more of a spoon.
What color?
Spoon.
I'm not even
What
touching
color
that
is it?
one.
Is it orange?
I'm really not touching
Does
it.
he have an orange pew?
Clorang.
It's purple.
He has a purple
It's
pew.
Violet!
Yeah.
Ah, I mean, what?
It looks like a skeet a little bit.
Oh no!
I'm done. I don't want to be a host anymore.
Oh. All right.
I was gonna say like a Bumblebee's laser effect, Masterpiece Bumblebee, the new one.
Yeah.
It looks like a yellow sperm.
Oh no!
Oh.
Oh boy.
Oh, we're
I
getting
think
out of
I think
hand.
all of these like the packaging for Hasbro, they all for all of the little blast effects, they should have Tom B. Long do a little thing, little onomatopoeia like includes spoom effect.
That would be cool.
Crack whom?
They should have done it. All right. So moving on. Also from Toy Fair, let me click on this. So there is a Transformers.
Raccoon should be the Build-A-Figure. Sorry.
Transformers Online. There's going to be a third-person shooter video game coming from Certain Affinity, and
So let's
not a
hope
lot
it
of
doesn't.
Who that
details
is?
I was
here,
gonna say,
but-
having played Universe for a while,
Yep. Did they make that?
huh? No, they didn't. But it's like, hey, we're making a shooter called Transformers Online. I'm like, oh god, please don't let it
Yeah.
be Transformers Universe.
It says tentatively titled that. It won't be Transformers Universe.
Oh boy.
But the
Oh,
company's working under wraps ever since Hasbro awarded them the license back in mid-2017. They're working collaboratively with their Austin headquarters to bring this game to you. And it's going to be a third-person shooter like the War for Cybertron or Fall of Cybertron. And, Fortnite, if anyone plays that, that's a third-person shooter. I've not played that.
Nope.
But we'll have to see how this game is. Hopefully it has some really awesome multiplayer in it. And, I'm hoping it'll have, like, a single-player mission as well. I like playing online, but I always like when there's a story and, like, single-player mission, too. So, hopefully we'll hear more about that.
It was just last week that I made the connection, probably because of something I read, that Fortnite is about building forts.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Apparently.
Okay. I was not aware. I've never played it. That makes sense.
That's a pretty clever wordplay when you think about it. Sorry. That's tangential.
Yep. All right. So, well,
I very much expect this game to be eventually titled War for Cybertron.
yeah.
Because everything eventually is.
Yes.
It's like, yep, let's just go that extra level and make it even more confusing.
But it's cool we're getting a new game. Hopefully it'll be good. So, other than the game, there is a Transformers War for Cybertron series coming to Netflix. So this is produced by Rooster Teeth and Red vs. Blue. I don't know what that is. And animated by Polygon Pictures, who did Transformers Prime. Series is written by writers from Transformers Prime, Transformers Cyberverse, and sadly Machinima's Power of the Prime series. Which, yeah, although that was probably the best one out of the three they did, it still left a lot to be desired. But since they have some other writers, hopefully it'll be okay. And I'm really hoping the animation will be better than what Machinima did, even though some of the Machinima people are
It will
working
be.
on it.
That
Yeah, Polygon
Power
did
of the Primes being the best of the trilogy, like an attractive poo is still a poo.
Yeah. But Transformers Prime did look awesome, and since they're working on this too, I think putting them together with some of the Machinima people, I would think this should look nice. And Netflix, to me,
Yeah, if we get animation akin to Prime, I'll be very happy.
And to me, if you're going to be on Netflix, you have to be pretty decent quality if you're animation, or no one's going to watch you, So, yeah. Any thoughts about this series or hopes for it?
Yeah, I just canceled Netflix like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Do you have something else
well,
instead?
without Daredevil, what's the point?
Do you have a different streaming service now, Drew?
Oh, well, we've still got Hulu at the moment.
Okay, Hulu. Cool.
But it just depends on, they canceled Travelers, and I'm like, okay, well, there's nothing else, and Voltron just ended, and they canceled Travelers, and I'm like, okay, I'm not watching anything else on Netflix, let's cancel this, and then they say, oh, Transformers is coming to Netflix. Screw you.
Yeah. And I have a pretty bitter love-hate relationship with Rooster Teeth right now, so.
What is Rooster
Huh?
Teeth? What is Rooster Teeth? Do roosters have teeth?
Rooster Teeth started out as, like, parodies on
Yeah.
YouTube,
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
They
and kind of grew into, like, this big old thing that's connected to Machinima somehow.
Uh-oh.
But
Yeah, well, I have a personal kind of thing with them that the whole thing that's been kind of going around for the last almost 2 decades now, that Rooster Teeth is now being challenged with, and now they had to deal with it, and it's just like, good job, guys. Yeah.
All right. Well, next up, what's this? I think Leigh has something special for our listeners.
Hey. Yay! Yeah. I have something I wanted to reveal to our listeners. This is the first time since I am a new host on Figure Nights Theater, as a host and not a guest host. I will be attending TFCon LA, and as a lot of people on my Twitter know, and Facebook, I host the costume contest there. Well, normally the way that I've done it is that I don't, I just kind of work on the cosplays, and I don't really talk about, like, who I'm working on or anything like that. And I figured that this be a kind of a cool thing for our listeners who do attend TFCon, who do, like, the costume contest, to kind of get a little, like, thing of, like, hey, we know ahead of time what's going on. So I wanted to go ahead and kind of reveal this, where I have a new hashtag on Twitter called Who's That Host? And I figured through listening to... I know, right? Who's that Pokemon? Only not as awesome.
Oh, is that what that's referencing?
I know, right? So I figure, like, doing it this way, that I could go ahead and announce who the host for TFCon LA's costume contest will be. So, drum roll. I suck at drum rolls. Somebody give me a drum roll, because I fail. Wow. TFCon LA's costume contest host will be Blaster. So.
Yay! Very nice.
So, yay!
Look
So,
forward to
those of
seeing
you who
that.
are listening to this and know TFCon and are attending TFCon, you guys have the first view on who will be there as the costume contest. I will also be cosplaying as Breakdown there.
Awesome.
But I will...
Wait, Prime or G1?
I'm sorry?
Prime, G1, or Cybertron?
No, he's going to be Primeverse. So,
Awesome.
Primeverse Breakdown and G1 Blaster. And then, of course, once we get closer to TFCon Toronto, I'll be announcing the host for that one at that point, whenever we do another one of these. But I figure I'll throw this out there now, since I don't know if I'll be able to do one of these, or we're going to have, like, filler, like, podcast before TFCon LA, since it's in, like, a couple weeks and I'm going to die.
I'm gonna probably say we probably won't have another show before TFCon LA, but you never know. Just depends what's going
You
on.
never know. But I figured this was a good
Yep.
time, since it's like, hey, let's go ahead and throw this out there. So, yeah. So now the people who are going to TFCon, or who just kind of like to look at TFCon, who are also on my Twitter, you guys have the first mock out there. And if you guys were actually paying attention to the photo that I posted on Twitter, it was kind of a hint towards it anyway, because I am wearing my Blaster shirt. So, yeah, Blaster will be our TFCon LA host this year. And we will be
Awesome.
revealing a bunch of new little things.
So
Yeah.
Leigh, will you have little people coming out of your chest?
I will not have little people coming out of my chest, but I will have like steel jaw and things like that as like little. I mean, of course, TSA and all that stuff permitting, since TSA has a tendency to kind of rummage through cosplayers' things because, you know, I mean, understandably, you don't know what's being put in these bags. But I will have like little shrink dink like keychains of each of the little guys that I will have on a necklace.
That's cute. Yeah.
Clever.
So,
Cool.
well, as like a little cassette, so it'll just like look like, you know, 4 little cassettes on my on a necklace. So it's like kind of like they're coming out of the chest, but not really, but just kind of hanging out.
Oh, and plus Mythfit Creations, if she's there, will probably have like the little plushies.
You know, I've seen her so many times. Her stuff is so cute, and I'm just like, but money.
Yeah. All right. Well, we covered a whole lot of stuff and did it pretty quickly, which was really awesome.
I know, considering the last one we did was like over 3 hours.
Yeah. Well, we did split it into 2, which was good. But no discussion this time, just because so much material here. So Leigh, where can people find you on social media if they want to check out your cosplays?
I used to use Facebook a lot more, but I am primarily on Twitter now, and I'm there on as Jazzy Leigh. It's JAZZY LEIGHLEI. And that's
Alright,
where I can
cool.
just kind of post like everything now. So
Cool. Drew, you want to give out your social media?
Yeah, let's real quick. I personally go under Blink_Drive.
so
you
you're the
can
turd.
find-
Okay.
I'm the turd.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
no, because like I didn't know who you were, and you followed me, and I'm just like, who the hell is this? Like, I don't know who this is.
Oh, is that okay? So that makes me a turd. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's like you
Awesome.
never comment on my things, but then I
New
post
Twitter
something
account.
about
Who this?
figure nights, and it's like, rah.
Drew, you say this like it's news to
I know,
us.
right? It's like, really?
Okay, well, anyway, the relevant Twitter to the subject matter of this podcast is probably Close Contact. They're back. We're gonna be doing some Transformery related music. A couple of unplugged things of some of the old songs should be coming up soon, and that's a thing. And you'll check that out, and you can get to my link from the podcast page at FKT Podcast. So that's good enough for me, right
So
there.
I guess that means I actually
Awesome.
have to pay attention to your page now. Okay.
All right. RD Blade.
Yeah, you can find me at Galaxy_Rangers and also at Series6Podcast.com. That's where me and my buddy Jay talk about Galaxy Rangers and crack jokes for about an hour.
Awesome.
The last episode 17, we brought up the concept of cosmic coke and Tony Braxton's attorney, and it's really funny.
I need to listen to that because I want to know all about this Tony Braxton's attorney thing.
Yeah, you're gonna have to like send me
Please do.
the link to that thing because I'm gonna need stuff to listen to like on the plane because we're gonna have like a layover of like an hour and a half in Vegas, and I'm like, I can't go anywhere. Well, you can't go anywhere because you don't want to leave the airport and then deal with that nonsense. So
Yeah. All right, Josh. Any social media for you?
You can find me on the Twitters at T_F_Allen with 2 L's and an E. I recently got a message from someone thinking I was a different TF Allen, so that was interesting.
Did they think you were an action figure?
No, they thought I was an author looking to get my book reviewed.
oh,
Which was interesting because I had just tweeted an exchange with Lindsay Ellis about the book that we wrote like 5 years ago now. So yeah, that was by the way, Awoken by Sarah Ellenson was ghost written by Lindsay Ellis. A couple of her folks, and then 5 other ghostwriters, including myself. So that was fun.
Oh, I thought maybe somebody
right.
was looking for
Random
like,
shameless
Al
plug.
Willows or something, since he has like no social media anywhere.
Anyway, my social media, if you want to find me, I'm at Shatz Speaks on Twitter. That's at SCHATZ Speaks. You can find FKT Podcast. You can find us at FKT Podcast on Twitter and Facebook. We're on Instagram as at FKT Pod, and our email is fktpod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from any listener. Send us your questions, your suggestions, whatever you want to say, you can send it to us. And we'll read it on the show, too, if it's... unless it's like, hey, you guys suck, blah, blah. Unless it's funny. If you say that it's...
Unless it's shitty.
Yeah. If you say that it's, like, hilarious, then sure. If it's, just breaking us down and all that, probably won't say it. But you never know. All right. So special thanks to the Audio Nights Theater for their hosting. Look for at TAKT Online on Twitter. Look for the Audio Nights Theater, which ends with TRE, on YouTube and Facebook. And if you need voiceovers or audio editing for anything, email Dave at theaudionightstheater@gmail.com, and you can tell him that FKT sent you, so he knows that you heard it here. All right, this was a great show, and we will see everyone next time. Bye-bye.
And Leigh and I will see y'all at TFCon LA.
Yes. See you guys.
Oh,
at
you guys
TFCon LA.
lucky.
And we'll probably be talking about it because I have a feeling
Nice
Andrew will
going,
be like,
everybody.
"Hey, you guys are back. Let's do a show."
That's right. All right. Have a good night, everyone. Musical track by Blink Drive titled We Voted Not to Space You Transfer Transit Remix. That's Blink Drive. Look them up on Facebook right now.